hope you know that every video we make nullifies us from ever becoming president.
I actually have thought of that. I'm not even kidding. Not just president, but thinking to myself, we have to sort of be careful about some things we say if we want to preserve a life for ourselves in the future.
Like what? Name one thing we can't say. Hand grenades.
All right, we could talk about that. See, because
And I still haven't told you my idea of the importance of talking about hand grenades, have I?
no.
Okay.
This week on the Wednesday report.
Hand grenades. If your grenades were a hand, or hands were grenades.
My grenades are a hand.
They're like this. You pull the pin.
I saw a funny picture once, and it was Nicolas Cage, and
Seems less funny already. That's just my opinion.
and the subtitle to the picture, or the title to the picture, or whatever, was my antlers are hands, your argument is invalid. And it was funny because he had hands as antlers, but the funnier thing was it was making it seem like he has antlers to begin with. My antlers are hands.
My antlers are hands,
Yeah.
not the other way around. I like that.
It's just like what you said, kind of.
Clever.
It's like your grenades are hands. As if we have grenades normally.
That's the key. So,
Okay.
grenades,
Mm-hmm.
when talking about the gun debate,
Okay.
I have thought of, instead of if it was a debate on hand guns, if it was on hand grenades, how does that argument still stack up? Not that there is currently a huge problem or any problem that I know of with grenades. I'm not sure they're legal, so let's assume that hand grenades are illegal.
Assumed.
So we are citizens, I'm assuming.
Puerto Rico.
Guam.
We're
So
we're the step citizens.
we're 52nd state.
step citizen.
So the idea that handguns used in crimes are used, like, how many gun crimes are committed by criminals and the mentally bad. the
This is where
I don't know if
you're
we're
gonna
allowed
have-
to call them insane crazy people, because they are insane crazy people. I just don't know if that's one of the things we can say.
Is one of those things we can't say if we want to be president someday.
Well, I'm not running.
I've been running since the day I was birthed.
I've donated to your campaign
You have given me pretzels.
in thought. I gave it the office. So, crazy people and criminals, how many gun crimes are committed by people who are not criminals and not insane? I'd like to find out that number.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine it's pretty low,
Low.
because criminals usually cause crime.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, since the debate is raging on whether citizens, law-abiding citizens, should have guns,
Mm-hmm.
and that guns are only used to commit crimes rather than preventing crimes or saving lives or cops, military, security of every sort. So putting all the facts aside, it makes a pretty good point.
Yeah.
So since criminals are the only ones that would use guns to commit crimes, or not the only, but I'm guessing huge majority. I'm just guessing. We could fact check that, but we're not.
Never
And-
have time to do that. Never would we want or have time. Or
We'll fact guess.
that's basically what we're all about. Fact guessing.
You are 100% on that, I assume. And so, if grenades
Mhm.
simply happen to be the popular choice,
Mm-hmm.
if they're started being more grenade crimes, would you want to protect yourself against grenades?
Yes.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
That's two opinions of law-abiding citizens that if hand grenades were more popular or, just used in some sort of capacity to commit crimes, cause havoc, terror, death, injury, any sort, I would want to protect myself.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the ways that you can protect yourself from a hand grenade?
Equally grenaded. I got closer to sound louder, but I realized I didn't want to sound too loud, so I got
Very quiet.
You want to have equal power or more, equal or more.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Because obviously, how are you going to defeat a grenade? Or in the case of grenades, you may want to invent something that is like magnetic. So when a grenade gets thrown to you, you
Repulsor beam.
repulsor. So it's like negative magnet. So you're just like, and it goes and flies away. But that would take all of your stuff as well
my
with
fillings. Now my phone doesn't work.
Or if you're wearing, what is it?
Like Kevlar body
Yeah,
armor,
yeah.
dragon skin. That's you. This.
Uh-huh.
Let's look it up. So if you were to protect yourself with some sort of armor,
Okay.
that's one way you can do it.
Mm-hmm. That's a defensive way. That's not.
Yeah.
Well, that's all defense.
Yeah. For guns, like what could stop a bullet? Still the dragon skin, the body armor, the Kevlars, things like that. How many people go around?
Another bullet.
There have been programs which fact-checked things that have proved that that's possible. Not likely, but possible.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly with muskets. So there's defensive options and offensive options for handguns or hand grenades.
Mm-hmm.
But put the handguns aside. Let's just focus on the idea. See if the premise still sticks. If the government started regulating what ways you can defend yourself from hand grenades, would you vote for those solutions? Would you allow the government to say what kinds of Kevlar you can use? Or what rating of dragon skin you can use?
You would have to.
Or colors or accessories that you can have to defend yourself.
My immediate thought would be, why would you want to limit my ability to protect myself?
That is the same question. Now we bring handguns in, because if you're looking at hand grenades or any sort of new destructive device, if nukes became popular and there were nuke explosions all over the place, would you want something that can protect you from nukes?
Si, senor.
And would you like the government to regulate what things you can use to protect yourself from nukes?
Like how deep your bunker can be.
How deep the bunker is, how thick the lead steel walls can be.
Because it's lead, it's bad for the environment.
True.
So
that is a
here's
potential government argument.
Some paper mache.
Tinfoil. You can wear tinfoil hats, but they will regulate how many people can wear them. You can't hide in a refrigerator. That doesn't work. Although the movies say it does.
Indiana
the
Jones
movie.
4. Indiana Jones 4. The last crusade.
It's the last crusade before the next one.
Until there's
Part 2.
another
The
return.
resequeling.
Resequeling.
So the question that you just posed of why would you ever want to
Limit my ability.
limit your ability to defend yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because guns are a way to provide defense. Now, hand grenades are not very defensive.
Okay, so devil's advocate for a little while.
Although if you used hand grenades with skill, like you're supposed to in carrying and handling and pull the pin, count, throw, if we could train everyone in the United States to properly, carefully, safely, and efficiently use hand grenades, would you feel safer that would help protect you against rogue, terrorist, criminal hand grenade use? I think it would. That was a big complex sentence.
Yeah, I didn't follow. That's why I
Agreed.
waited. Waited for an answer to happen.
We'll rewind this and play it back so you get the whole question then.
And now, oh yeah, I would.
I agree completely with that statement. There was a cut there in the film.
Well, I'm not jittery.
Yes, I agree to that statement.
So no, I wanted to play devil's advocate for a
Okay,
second.
go ahead.
Satan's advocate. I wanted to channel Lucifer to advocate for him.
I had a question about dragon skin. It seemed kind of cool. That is my question.
Go on. That sort of sounded like Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster is devil.
Okay.
I mean, look how he acts when you feed him.
Yeah, he's pretty possessed.
Nom. Rage cookies.
Yeah.
Rage.
Oh,
Hold on.
if he went from blue to green, turned into Cookie Hulk.
Culk. Macaulay Culkin.
Cookie Hulk. I'm just gonna go with Cookie,
Cookie
Hulk.
Hulk. Okay.
Cookie Hulk. We'll make an animation about that.
All right. So I wanted to
Devil's
channel
advocate.
Lucifer for a second. Allow me to channel Lucifer.
For 1 second, should I
Um,
time you?
Beep. Okay. So you were talking about. You didn't. Okay. So the question was, why would anybody want to limit your ability to protect yourself?
Defend yourself, yeah.
Defend yourself.
Yep.
So if your thought is then, I'm just going to take this. So we're talking about hand grenades. There's a lot of scenarios. A lot of people are using hand grenades to commit crimes, and
Yes.
it seems as though it's increasing in frequency, which that's
Whether
what
it's
people.
increasing or just simply there's
It's
one
prevalent.
explosion a day, one explosion a week,
Yeah.
I would now want to protect myself.
Right. And so,
Okay.
say your thought was, well, now then, to protect myself against hand grenades, I have a couple options. I can either, invent that magnetic repulsor, repulse beam.
Ooh, and it'll have like the R pulse, repulse.
Yeah, repulse, man. So you either get that, invent that, and do that, or which would also work against bullets, I might add. Someone
the
watching can
Matrix.
invent that,
Repulsor gloves, and then you just grab it out of the air and make it look cool.
and then
And
eat
then
it,
you would flick it, and then it would have repulse,
and then
like
back
in all the kung fu movies.
equal
all of them.
force. Okay.
Yes.
So say you'd want to either do that, or you'd wear dragon skin, or your assumption is that maybe other people would then stock up on grenades. Like, to protect myself against hand grenades, I'm going to buy more grenades.
Well, grenades themselves aren't very defensive unless you use them with skill and are trained properly. So if I see someone running at me with a grenade and I can, with skill,
Especially
he's
if they're
no longer a
sticky grenades. Those mysterious halo sticky grenades that don't stick in your hand.
heat-seeking. Yeah, because it doesn't stick to you.
Yeah. Why? How do you even...
You peel off the adhesive thing,
Mhm.
like from envelopes.
Mhm. Lick it. 'Cause it's
The
not going to stick.
visor goes up. I'm in space.
So, wait. Allow me to finish out my Lucifer channeling.
Yes.
Oh, there's a few holes. In other words.
Okay.
So in your scenario
Such
of hand grenades, and then me, if we put this back into the real life scenario of, there's a lot of people using, there's a lot of guns in the world.
Sure.
So what am I going to do to protect myself against guns? I'm going to buy myself a gun. Now that's like, with hand grenades though, I wouldn't buy a hand grenade to defend myself against a hand grenade. I'd most likely buy a gun.
Well, so
But guns aren't in this scenario because,
Correct.
yeah, I understand
if,
that.
if we took guns completely out of the universe
Right.
and all we had was hand
And
grenades,
hand grenades took the place of guns. Yeah.
then you're gonna have to skill up on hand grenades, stock up on hand grenades.
Would you though? I would probably be more inclined to, in knowing the destruction of hand grenades, instead of buying a hand grenade, because if you get a hand grenade thrown at you, you don't just get the hand grenade. You don't just grab a hand grenade and throw it back. You have to. Your immediate reaction is to jump out of the way, run out of the way, hide behind something. So
Sure.
that would be my initial idea. Would be, what is the best thing I can find to protect myself if a hand grenade is thrown? It wouldn't be
Initially, yes.
Yeah, but then
However, somebody busts in here with a hand grenade vest. You're gonna be like, "Oh, good. All I need to do is hunker down in a corner and defend myself, and I'm good." He can throw all the grenades he wants
just
because he has the 30 clip grenade holder.
because of course they wouldn't have invented a grenade launcher because there are no guns.
There's gonna be limited to 10 grenades per
Clip.
grenade clip. Yes.
So you just hunker down in your little suit of protection and you just bounce around the room like a pinball.
As the walls are being blasted away, you're
And
still
then you
there.
escape.
Fine.
Okay, but
However,
did you
would
get,
you not, in that same scenario, would you not want to defend yourself against that initial grenade? Or, hey, there's a guy running over here holding something and trying to pull a pin. How about instead of just defending, we now go on the immediate offense to protect our life? Like, offensive protection.
Yeah.
So if I see a guy running and I know, hey, he's already pulled the pin, I can get my grenade with my skill to his location, leading so that he'll run right on top of it. Kaboom. Threat's gone.
Threat neutralized.
Then I don't need to wear any kind of armor to defend myself because I can preemptively protect my life. That would be the same kind of option as buying a gun to defend against a gun. Because most people aren't going out and buying armor and Kevlar and dragon skin and police shields and thick lead plates to defend themselves against guns, because with easily
'cause that's
accessible
true.
skill,
Because if
you can
somebody
purchase
is
a gun and
if somebody is coming up to you with a hand grenade and they're planning on throwing the hand grenade at you, they're not there just to necessarily kill you. Probably they're probably there because they want to get your stuff and take you or hurt you or harm you in some
there
way.
could be
So just
any
by
number of
protecting
reasons.
yourself, that doesn't make them turn around and run.
Yeah.
So you have to have something that makes them turn around and run, rather than just
which
being
would be
behind a wall.
equal force.
Equal force. There we go. So if my question is, why would anyone want to limit my ability to defend myself? And then my choice then is, well, I'm going to have equal or greater force. But then there has to be something in place that says, hey, criminals, you can't get equal or greater force. And crazy people, you can't get equal or greater force. But who determines? That's what it comes down to, is who determines who's obviously criminal. You know who that is because they have a record. Crazy people, now that, if you get the wrong kind of people in
I
power,
think I know what you're asking.
if you get the wrong kind of people in power, I'm crazy. Because I'm generally conservative and believe in libertarian principles.
You determine what level you want to go to
Mm-hmm.
within the confines of the law, because there are laws that probably state, hey, no hand grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Think that's a thing. I'll fact check it. Hey, back from fact checking. Yep, it's legal or not.
You say both, and we cut out one.
Oh, yeah. It's legal.
Ah,
Nope, not legal.
shucks.
We don't know.
Oh, we have to add that, I guess.
There's laws in a language written by Mordor.
Mhm.
Not the language of by. He's a guy. Hangs out in the mountains. So, you determine
Uh-huh.
whether or not you are able to purchase something. So, if you are not a criminal, a psychopath, someone who has some sort of history or some evidence to show that you are not a law-abiding citizen or someone that can handle that kind of responsibility. And the courts and the laws set those parameters. However, what's to cause, what is there that can prevent you from going crazy? Anyone can potentially go crazy. Anyone can become a criminal. Our government can become criminals.
But they're not.
More criminal.
I might add more. Criminal. Yeah, so in other words, it goes back to the idea of innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone is free until you use that freedom incorrectly.
And
And you are not able to determine the freedoms of others,
right.
only yourself, your family, those that you are allowed to have
Mhm.
control. Like if you are,
And when they are proven guilty, it's absolutely nothing. You do not get that gun. You do not get that this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And then
unless through time
and rehabilitation,
repentance, all of those
those
things that
R
you can
words.
prove that you are ready, willing, and able to receive those rights, privileges, and the opportunity to use those.
But we are so far from that stage.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So we would, first get
What
down.
does it take for somebody to get back to being innocent?
Let's
Way
figure out. Yeah.
more than we've had since the good old days.
Whichever those were.
Dinosaurs. Jurassic.
Geodasic, where it's squeaked in there in between Paleolithic and I'm just kidding.
More words.
So if we want ultimate freedom, you have to maintain the innocent until proven guilty for yourself and for others. Even if you suspect, hey, that guy probably maybe is too crazy. You can't do that. You can't just say that guy is maybe too crazy, take his gun away.
Yeah.
It's if you want to maintain freedom for yourself, you have to maintain freedom for them as well. And until they may be, as crazy as you could possibly imagine, but they haven't done anything yet, to harm me or to harm others. So if I want to keep my freedom, I have to be okay with that guy. I have to be okay with that guy doing drugs, and
As long as it's not harming anyone else.
right.
Because we have the freedom to harm ourselves
Mm-hmm.
to a certain extent, as long as it's not going to, injure
Mm-hmm.
or interfere with others.
And if you don't maintain that freedom for others, that innocent until proven guilty principle for everyone, then you ultimately, reduce your ability to pursue happiness.
Yeah.
You no longer have the absolute freedom to pursue happiness and free, and do things that you put your mind to.
Yeah.
And if you
Whatever pursuit.
Right. And so it's just which one do you want? Do you want the ultimate freedom to do everything you want to put your mind to? If the answer is yes, you have to be okay with somebody harming themselves, and you can't limit that ability. If they're harming others, you absolutely limit that ability immediately.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
So if somebody walks into this place right
I'm gonna
now,
kill him.
I would want to assess the situation, because what if it's some sort of maintenance man? What if it is a police officer? What if there is some sort of emergency where the military or National Guard is coming through my door because they need a place to hunker down safely?
Because there's
I'm not just going to start blasting away.
Mm-hmm.
Assess the situation properly. And we need to do that for grenades if they become a problem. And since guns have become a problem, we do need to better assess those situations.
Oh, we were talking about guns this entire time? I thought we were talking about sugar.
These guns. Out of control.
I thought we were talking about sugar.
These aren't sleeves. These are holsters. Guns.
So,
Don't worry, they're unloaded.
good.
So yes,
Actually,
grenades.
just to correct, I don't think that it's guns haven't become a problem. They've become a focus, whereas they had less of a focus prior.
Well, true.
I think
Like,
if you look at,
the guns themselves,
I think if
the improper illegal uses are.
let's go ahead and fact guess here, but I'm pretty guess certain that if you look at the numbers, the amount has not increased necessarily, or if it has increased, it's in a normal, nature.
It's springtime. Let's go up the shootings.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It's seasonal. Up the shootings.
Correct. Guns are not a problem. The
Shootings. All right.
the laws
Uh-huh.
have pretty much become a problem. The enforcement of the non-community, the non-assessment, the crazy people, the criminals getting access to weapons and using them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because how many criminals have weapons right now?
All of them.
Too many. Regardless of how many it is too many. But if they're not using them illegally, then there's really not much we can do about it until we find either the person, the situation, or the usage. And in that case, we need to be vigilant and diligent in searching those things out. If we're not,
We get what we deserve.
then ups the shootings.
They're gonna up them shootings because it's springtime.